So did you know that there are only about 6 ways that you can get customers for your business? In this video, I'm just going to talk about each and every one of these 6 ways. And most importantly, number 6 is the most powerful. So wait around till the very end and get to understand what number 6 is. So number 1 is what they call outbound outreach. Now, outbound outreach involves what are we going to do to go out there to hunt for customers. There are very many ways of doing this. Way number 1 is you could do something like your cold calling, meaning you get people's contacts, maybe on Google, inside the MonkeyPesa CRM, and literally call these people and talk about your services. Now, the way this works is usually of every 10, 20 people you will talk to, you maybe get about 20% that are interested, want to know more, and of those, you should expect another 20% that pay you at the end of the day. So the only way you succeed out of any outbound outreach means you have to increase your volume. Keep in mind that outbound could involve things like you're reaching out to people via LinkedIn through their DMs, you're reaching out to people through their emails, you're calling people directly on phone. And each of these ways, the thing that enables you to succeed is the amount of volume of output. If you send 2,000 emails out to people, of those, I could guarantee you there are going to be less than 100 people that open those emails. And of those 100, you're still going to get a very small percentage of people that are interested. So if you do it at small scale, it means you're never going to be able to succeed simply because you're not doing enough. Same thing applies to the calls. If you're calling and you're only calling a few, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, unless you're really good at your game and your product is so pinpoint accurate that everyone would really want to use that. But in most scenarios, you have to ramp up your volume. If you're 1, 2, 3 sales reps, I would recommend, on average, if possible, personally talk to about 50, 20 to 50, anywhere within that range. And the 3 of you combined could do a total of over 100 phone calls within that day. That is the only way you can guarantee success in outbound outreach. Why is that? Is remember, it's cold. You don't know these people. They don't know you. They don't trust you. Meaning, because of how cold this outreach is, it's going to take a bit of time. Only the person who truly has the problem is the one that is going to react immediately. That's method number 1. So method number 2 is what they call inbound. Inbound means you're setting up pieces of content, and these pieces of content are what are bringing you the people. As an example, you could be posting videos on TikTok, YouTube, just like this very video. And out of this video content you create, every once in a while, tell people what you do, notify people that, you know what, in case they need help in regards to certain services that you provide, then you could be a good source for it to do so. The thing about this, however, is you need to understand that it starts out extremely slowly. Your first couple of 100, 200, 300 followers. But at that time, you have very little momentum. So it only begins paying after you continuously doing it. I mean, if you're posting on Google, via SEO, if you're posting blog posts, if you're posting videos, it doesn't matter the kind of content. Any form of content that you produce and just give people to consume, then hope that a certain percentage of those people will come back to you, is what they refer to as inbound. It's a bit hard to start with, especially if you're doing it organically, but over time, it's one of the most rewarding because it really compounds over time. If you can just be consistent for 2, 3, 4 years, the impact you would have is 10 times more than the person who is reaching out as a cold outreach person. So that's way number 2. Way number 3 is what they call ads. Ads are fully dependent on how much money you have. As long as you have money to pay, Facebook, Google, or all these other advertising platforms can guarantee your outreach. Meaning, say hypothetically, I have $10,000, or say at $1,000 or $500 to spend, you could as well pay Facebook and tell it, Facebook, do you know what? I'm giving you this money, but in exchange, I want you to bring me a certain number of people. The thing about ads, however, number 1, you need to also test out your ads before. People have a tendency of publishing one ad, creating one thing specifically, and if that thing doesn't work well, people sometimes just aren't receiving your advert very well. So if it doesn't work well, then that entire budget might go to waste. Because what Facebook does is it already has the reach. So as long as you have paid it, it will get your advert to 1 million people. But that is fully dependent on the quality of your advert. So make sure you test it out organically before you actually publish that advert. Then once it has performed well, that's when you now go ahead and push it over to quite a number of people. So yes, that's way number 3. Way number 4 is what they call referrals. Now, this is one of the methods that many business owners tend to love the most. The thing about referrals, however, is they come based on other people. So usually, as long as they're not incentivized, as long as you're not telling someone there's some reward in them, sometimes people just forget. Sometimes they just don't share. So it's important that you incentivize the sharing. If you notice that there are platforms, as an example, Dropbox tells you, do not share me. Anyone you invite, I will give you free space, and I'll also give that person free space. What that does is it's now an intentional marketing technique. Add incentive to it, and that is the only way people will do it for you at scale. Without that incentivization, without you pushing these people to do it for you on your behalf and get something in return, people are going to do it at their own pace. Meaning, in a normal month, you might probably get 1-2 referrals, which will not make it sustainable. So it's important that you go ahead and incentivize it and push people to have a reason to continuously share your content across the board. Now, way number 5 is what they refer to as partnerships. Now, partnerships are things like you work with a telecom, you work with someone who comes from an adjacent field. So, for example, I'm in sales, I might want to work with marketers so that we combine our efforts and tap into each other's networks. So, that kind of partnership works extremely well. But just like the referral programs, it always works better when there is some kind of arrangement in between you, the partners. So how this would work is come up, as an example, with a joint marketing campaign, come up with an understanding of how we're supposed to share the revenue in case this works, in case this works out. Get to properly understand that, because the moment you do, it means you're using your partner's network, your partner's shares, your partner's scale to attract some of their customers. Your partners too is also using some of your network to get some possible clients. So the more partners you can have, the more friends you can have, the better for you. Now, number 6, which is honestly one of the most powerful and one of the new babies on the market of gathering customers, is what they call the use of AI. Now, AI is relatively new, and among the fields it hadn't disrupted yet where the world of sales well until now. Just to give you context, we launched what they call the Monkey Pesa Sales AI, and the beauty about this AI, you literally give the AI 1 or 2 basic instructions. As an example, I want you to help me get me all the customers that attended one of my competitors' events. Here is my competitor's name, and this is the link that they used to attend the event, and it will go ahead and get all those people for you and bring them and be able to get their emails, be able to get their SMSs. If you want as well, it could even send them direct messages into their LinkedIn, into their Facebook, and all these other social media channels. And AI eases a lot of the work, especially if you're a small team. Say you have 1-2 sales reps, adding an AI gives them a lot more leverage, because the normal sales rep will not have the capability of talking to 10,000 people a month, whereas AI, with just a few prompts here and there, it can bring you all these customers with so much ease. So yes, those are the 6 ways that you can gain customers for your business. And I share a ton of content on sales, and if you'd like to follow more and learn more about how to grow your sales in the best and most realistic ways, this is the channel for you to follow. And just as a way of supporting me, check out our AI. It's called the Monkey Pesa Sales AI. It's available on monkeypesa.com/AI. The link is right here. And that's all from me, folks, today. Bye-bye.